Hi there, it's Danielle from Pause Global, and today I wanted to talk to you about gratitude and to give you a journal prompt that will help you to come back to gratitude. So why is gratitude important? Well, when I am coaching people, what I notice is that there are often very subtle and not so subtle ways in which our busy minds can be critical on ourselves. What happens is when there's a lot of noise in the mind, we're not really aware of this background criticism and judgment that can just be happening, in quite a quiet way and sometimes in a loud way in the background of our mind. So as you begin to slow a busy mind down, as you start to connect to yourself on the inner world, you may start to hear these thoughts more clearly. That can often happen, and you may be a little bit surprised at some of what you hear in that inner dialogue in your mind. And so one of the things we want to be able to do is to counterbalance the criticism and to come back to a place of truth inside of us. And gratitude is what allows us to do that. It's not the only thing, actually. I would say that there's a triangle with 3 points, as a triangle would have, which is compassion, kindness and gratitude. And I think they're all very complementary to each other. In fact, I run a retreat in Bali, and when we go to a particular ceremony where there's a local Balinese priest, they remind us to have kind thoughts and kind words and kind deeds. And I really appreciate that philosophy because if we're attempting to be kind to other people and going about our day being kind to others, but we're not having kind thoughts to ourselves, then things are a little bit out of balance. If we're attempting to do good deeds and kind deeds in the world and we're not being kind to ourselves in our thoughts, then things are out of balance. So gratitude, kindness, compassion are all roots to being able to find a place of alignment and truth inside of ourselves. And when we do that, then we can flow more easily with life. We don't have to fight against ourselves and fight against life. So today what I'm going to encourage you to do is to spend a few minutes journaling, to set up a quiet space for yourself if that's possible, and to spend some time just writing down some thoughts about what you're grateful for. If you prefer to do this as a different sort of reflection exercise when you're walking and you're thinking about this to yourself, that's absolutely fine. If you prefer to do it speaking into your smartphone, that's also fine. But I think there is something rather lovely about taking a pen or a pencil and having paper and actually connecting with yourself through the written word on the page. So I'd really encourage you, if you can, to take that approach of stillness, but we know that different people like to do this exercise in different ways, so ultimately it's what works best for you. So if you're going to do it in a written form, then I would say get yourself into a nice, quiet, comfortable place for a few minutes. If you've got people at home, which many of us have at the minute, we're all, fighting for space a little. So let the people at home know that you're just going to have 5 or 10 minutes to yourself. And then to take a clean page in your journal or in your notebook. And at the top of your page, I want you to simply write, I am grateful for. And then we're going to do what we call a stream of consciousness writing. So this is different to what you might have heard where people make suggestions to do 3 prompts of things that you're grateful for. Here we're going to do a stream of consciousness writing where you just keep writing. So I am grateful for, and then you let the pen go across the page and just keep going and just let everything come out. What are you grateful for? And if it's something like your health, as an example, which that's something to really be grateful for, isn't it? Then I want you to get granular with it. Really get into the detail. I'm grateful for breathing. I'm grateful for my heart beating. Grateful for my lungs working. So just allow yourself to really get into the detail of what you're grateful for, and then keep going. Go again. If you're grateful for the day turning into night and night turning into day, then write about that and everything that you're grateful for in terms of the seasons and the cyclical nature of life, that nothing's permanent, and and just see what you discover as you write about what you're grateful for. And so I would encourage you to keep going for as long as you can with that exercise. So if at any point you reach a point where you stop, then just take a pause and then come back. I am grateful for, and let yourself expand. There's so much to be grateful for. So keep going and keep going. And actually, you should never really run out of things to write here, but at some point you'll want to stop, and that's absolutely fine. So you can hear it's a slightly different approach to the idea of writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. I want this to be a stream of consciousness writing where you really just let your inner world tumble out onto the page. And that's why I was saying at the beginning, it's preferable from my point of view that you do this as a written exercise, but you might have other ways that you want to do it. But I think doing it in the written form really allows you to begin to express things that you perhaps haven't connected to before. So good luck with that, enjoy, and I really hope you find that place of gratitude within. All the best, take care.